In 2007, my father was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, a cancer of the bone marrow. And looking back, I just think about this traumatic experience that affected my father and our family. How we even got through this journey, I can't even tell you. There's just no words to describe this experience. Now, when I think about my father's journey, I just think about multiple myeloma not being curable. Yeah, he required a lot of different treatments, including chemotherapy and stem cell transplants. And those stem cell transplants were just horrific. I remember just looking at my father lying in bed at the hospital, and he shared with me that it was like having the flu times 20, if not more than that. When he was lying in bed, he didn't want to talk to anyone. He wanted to be left alone. He would just say, "I don't feel good." He stayed in the hospital for more than 3 weeks. Both times he went through a stem cell transplant. Not only did my father have to fight the cancer, he also had to consistently advocate for quality communication access. Some doctors, hospitals, and healthcare systems were great, but some were not, and there was one in particular. My father would continuously contact them to make sure that he had access to quality interpreters before being admitted into the hospital. But they kept denying his request, and he kept going back and forth with them, and at one point he decided to contact a law firm to find out what his legal rights were. And this law firm ended up filing a lawsuit against that specific healthcare system. And during that process, my father shared with me that the lawsuit was not about the money, but about changing policies and procedures because he knew it would impact not only himself, but also many other deaf and hard of hearing people. And this was most important to him. And the settlement was finalized after my father passed away, and he never saw the final results of his work. Now, let me back up a little bit. 2 weeks before my father passed away, we went to the doctor's office, and the doctor told us my father did not have much time left to live. I just remember that evening. My father and I sat on the couch. He looked at me and he asked me to promise him 2 things. The first was to take care of my grandmother. My answer was, of course. My grandmother and I were so close, and this was an absolute yes. The second thing was to make sure that no other deaf and hard of hearing individual experienced what the 2 of us had faced. And this was a tough one. Whether my father asked me or told me to do it, it really did not matter. I just knew that my father was always an advocate, and the same for me. My father's advocacy continues to be an inspiration to the work that I do on a daily basis. And today, many deaf and hard of hearing individuals continue to face the same challenges that my father faced. And I know more can be done to address these different challenges. While they often happen in hospitals, they also take place in various industries. For example, education. And that's where students are often facing multiple challenges. What can I do to make a difference? And I often think about what my father asked me to promise him, especially the second promise. And it's something that I will never forget. And I know I can make a difference and give back to my community by making sure that different organizations know how to work with different deaf and hard of hearing individuals to improve their experiences and quality of life, and most importantly, provide equitable experiences. When I look back and I think about my father's journey, it really started well before he was even diagnosed with cancer. I had always looked up to my father, and his advocacy has always been a part of me.